metal-heads.de.
It started! Yeah! Hey, metalheads, we are in Cologne, in the MTC, with the other guys of Stand Atlantic. Nice to be here with you, and...
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, God.
Okay, I saw you 2017.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, sort of, we said it was a sentimental sort of time where, you know, we played this. This was our very first show outside of Australia in 2017 with Rome. And so to be back headlining it and sold out is, yeah, it's crazy. It's really cool to look back on.
Really crazy. What happened in the 2 years?
We were talking about this the other day. It hasn't even been 2 years. It's only been a year and a half. And we've done UK, Europe like 3 or 4 times. We've been to America twice. We've been back at Australia. We did our first ever headline tour in Australia. This is our first ever headline tour in Europe and UK. And all of Australia and UK sold out. This show sold out in Cologne, and Eindhoven sold out, which is crazy. So we've just been touring, and we released an album in October last year as well, and that's pretty much what we've been doing. Yeah.
How the hell did you find the time to write a new album?
We didn't. We kind of like did it in between tours and stuff, and last year we started writing about 3 or 4 weeks before we came over for Slam Dunk. And then we did Slam Dunk, did a couple of shows in between, and then we came home and we went straight into recording an album. So we've been on the go pretty much since the EP came out in 2017.
And do you have any spare time at all?
We haven't really. We had a bit of Christmas off, but that's all we had. But after tomorrow's show, we have like a month off, which is pretty cool. And then we have Christmas off again at the end of the year, and that's it. But yeah, so not much time off.
Tomorrow is the last show of this tour in Paris. And how was the tour so far?
Dude, it's been insane. I think it really like blew our expectations away. When we sort of found out from our management that we had to do a UK Europe headline, we were very like sort of not skeptical, but we were very nervous and anxious about what the reception was going to be like. And as the shows started selling out and all that, it sort of built us a bit more, I guess, you know, confidence in this tour. And then from the start of this tour, it's just been insane. Like the crowds have been crazy and crowd surfing and singing along, and it's just blown our expectations away massively. So it's been really awesome.
And as you said in the beginning, Cologne is a special place for you. It was the first place for you to play outside Australia.
Yeah.
This venue.
That venue to a sold out crowd of Rome fans. So it's really cool to be back here and to be headlining it and selling it out ourselves. It's like, it's crazy. It's really cool.
This is the first green room we ever saw outside of Australia. And I think the first time we were kind of like, but now this time it's like, oh, remember this? Yeah, it's really nice to be back. I like it. And we love Cologne. Like, Cologne is always like in our top 5 favorite shows all the time we come here. Like, we came here for Galaxy Camp, but that was crazy. And obviously when we played here, like, again, we didn't know what to expect because it was our first ever show out of Australia. And yeah, we had like crowd surfers and stuff when we played here last, and we were like the opening band, and it was sick. So really good, like glad to be back in Cologne.
Yeah, and the people loved you 2017. Now they're waiting outside for you to play. You are the headliner today.
Crazy.
Stop putting pressure on us.
You don't seem nervous.
Nah.
Or are you nervous?
Not anymore, to be honest. I think like at the beginning of this tour we're a bit nervous, but now that we've played like we're near the end of the tour, like we're not nervous. It's kind of more excited excited now, really, to be honest. Like, I think we've all been pretty excited for this show, as I said, because like Cologne's always so cool, and like I think this is the one show where we were like, oh yeah, we're really excited for this one. And then when we saw it sell out, we were like, yeah, this is going to be a fun one. So yeah, we're not really nervous, just excited, ready to go.
Can I say Cologne is your hometown outside of Australia?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I'd say Cologne, Sydney, and London, and even Manchester. All those, you're all our hometown. Probably the other ones too. Don't feel left out, please.
Okay, and you changed your record label.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we signed to Hopeless for the album. So I totally forgot all this stuff has happened. It's been a bit of a blur, really. But yeah, so we signed to Hopeless Records at the end of last year? September?
Probably would have been just before the album.
It was end of August.
Yeah.
Right. No, it was early September, right before we did the Ned Tape run. Yeah. So that was really cool, and
it's a cool step up, I think. We were on Rude, which is an Italian label, and they're still really cool. We actually hung out with them the other day. They flew out to LA to see our show, and they actually work help out with Hopeless things, I think, in the background as well. So it's like a cute little family, and like, but yeah, Hopeless is definitely like a huge jump up for us, and it's pretty cool to be with those guys. They're really nice, and the other bands on there are like bands we looked up to. So like Taking Back Sunday are on that label, and like All Time Low used to be on that label, and You Found Glory are on that label. Just The Used, like just all these bands that we used to listen to are on like the label. So it's like kind of cool to be like, you know, on the names with them, like when you look on the wall of like artists they have. So yeah, it's really cool. Thank you, Hopeless.
Okay, what are your plans for the near future? An album coming next, or no, just touring?
We've pretty much got like quite a bit of the into next year sort of mapped out, and it's just a lot of touring and a lot more touring. And touring again, yeah.
Oh, you forgot. Touring.
It seems touring is important for you.
Yeah. And touring. We should I'm sure we're gonna try and like find some time off to write an album as well, and like hopefully like put out an album some point. But for now, yeah, for the rest of this year we'll probably be touring, and then any time off we'll probably be writing. And then see what happens next year, I guess. Yeah. That's
And I've seen you're doing a lot of stuff on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Is it really important for you to get in touch with your fans?
Yeah, 100%. I think like social media in this day and age is like one of those things that you've got to really sort of step up, and that's a way of keeping in touch with everyone. And you know, sort of, it's, I guess like it's sort of a bit of a personal side of like us as people as well, like being able to sort of interact with fans and on like a personal level, not just like a, you know, this person from the band kind of thing.
I feel like it's also a nice way to like, sometimes like you might play a show and maybe like just the vibe wasn't right or something, and like we kind of come off stage and we're like, oh man, like maybe that wasn't a good show. But then like we see like tweets being like, you know, that was such a sick show, and like we'll see videos that people took, and we see all these things of people having fun, and we're like, oh, that was a good show, and it kind of like boosts our confidence back up, and we're like, oh, like it wasn't as bad as we thought, like we're just in our own heads, and like, so it kind of helps for that too, I think, which is cool.
Okay, you read all the stuff people write about you and post on YouTube?
Not everything, obviously. Like we try not to just read everything. Obviously, there's probably negative stuff out there as well. But like, I don't know. We try and like when we're bored in the car, we like try and like read through stuff. Like we try and read through like Instagram comments, and like I don't really go to the YouTube comments, but maybe I should. But I feel like YouTube comments is a very scary place to go, so I don't really go there. But yeah, like we try and read what we can, like just try and keep up. And it's always good because then like you can see what people are thinking and stuff as well.
Okay, back to the analog times. I've seen the merch table. You have vinyl in red and yellow, and Whose idea was that?
We don't get to pick I don't know why we haven't picked the colors recently. We picked the red one. We had a red one for a while, and then all the reprints have just been kind of like random.
We've got an orange one at the moment, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like when I saw that orange one, I was like, I want this one. But no, I think just vinyl's pretty cool. Like I collect vinyl. Like as weird as it sounds, yeah, collect vinyl. So like yeah, it's kind of cool that we sell it too. Like I think they're kind of nicer as well because like CDs are kind of cool, but I guess they're dying out because you just kind of listen to them. But like vinyls, you really feel like even if you don't listen to them, you feel like you're collecting them and like you have this like cool collection, like and you can show off to your friends and stuff. So yeah, I think vinyl's pretty important, and I wish next time I'm gonna pick some cooler colors as well.
In your opinion?
Pretty much what he said.
What he said.
Yeah, no, he hit the nail on the head, really. I try to collect vinyl as much as I can, but I've sort of not really. I've been lazy with it all.
I broke one of my record players, but luckily I have a second one, so we're all good. But yeah, I've been kind of lazy with it too, actually. Like I feel like we're never home anymore, so I never get to like. And when we are home, we're so rushed that I never kind of get to like sit and listen. But sometimes, like personally, with like punkier records as well, like I kind of like listening to it on vinyl with crappy speakers because it kind of like it feels, I don't know, nostalgic almost, like listening to like maybe like the first
or sentimental.
Yeah, sentimental. We're struggling with that word before, but no, like listening to like Taking Back Sunday's first album, let's say, like I don't know, there's something cool about listening to it on vinyl on like not plugging in good speakers and just listening to it on like the vinyl speakers, and it's kind of like a bit scratchy and the album's really raw, and I don't know, I feel like it gives it a bit of character, I think, as well.
What I like about vinyl, you can't skip songs. You have to listen to them. And then, oh, it's boring. Next one.
Yeah, that's kind of true as well. I've never thought about that. But yeah, I guess it makes you listen to the whole album. I've literally never thought about that, but it's true. I like never skip songs on vinyl. I always listen to the whole thing.
You have to stand up, go to the player, and okay.
Well, I guess that's also why, like, personally, I only collect vinyls that I, like, really, really, really like. I never get, you know, like, if there's, like, an album that I kind of like a couple songs, I usually don't get the vinyl, like, and I guess that makes sense. It's because you can't really skip into it and you can listen to the whole thing. So, like, every vinyl I have, it's, like, albums I just like listening from beginning to end. But talking about that getting up and thing, I hate when, like, you're lying in bed and then side A finishes and then you're like, oh, I have to get up and change it to side B. You have to get up and you're like, and then you get back in bed. That's my story. It was a bad story. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I think your show will be better than your story.
Yeah, the show will be better than that story. We think. I hope so.
You're sick?
Yeah, we're very healthy at the moment, as you can tell. Our bodies are just like, oh, we're going home soon. Let's just get sick and not worry about it. So
we kind of started this touring cycle in January. It's April now, so we're kind of 4 months in, and like we're about to have that break. So I think our bodies are all just like, yep, let's just get you with everything we can now and get you sick. So yeah, we're all a bit like, but it's good because the adrenaline of the show usually like kicks in just before the show, and you feel good, and you come off the show and you feel good, and then you dry off, and then you feel really sick again.
Okay, I think that's enough. You want to talk something? No?
Say cut.
Okay, say cut.
yeah.
Do you want to say anything? Hey, thanks for listening to this interview. Anything you need to say?
Yeah, pretty much just thanks for listening. Thanks for checking us out. And we'll see you in a town near you soon. And cut.
Bam!
Metal-heads.de